You know, if you're here, I'm guessing this quote probably hits pretty close to home. That feeling, like you're frozen, totally overwhelmed by debt or a job that's just vanished, it's a very real thing. And it's completely okay to feel that way. But I really need you to hear me on this. You are not broken. You are just at a new starting line. What feels like an absolute crisis right now, well, it's also a moment of incredible potential. Seriously. It's like life just hit the reset button for you. This is your chance to stop trying to fix a life that maybe wasn't quite right anyway, and to start building a new one from scratch, one that's designed by you for you. So let's get into the blueprint for how to actually do that. Okay, so first things first. Before we even think about a budget or a resume, we have to start with the most important asset you have, your mind. Phase one is all about getting your head back in the game. It's about stopping that mental and emotional freefall so that you can actually start thinking clearly again. And here's the wild thing. There's real biology behind this. When you're under that much stress, the part of your brain that handles planning and smart decisions, the prefrontal cortex, it basically just shuts down. It goes offline. You literally can't strategize your way out of a problem when your brain is stuck in survival mode. So, job number one, we've got to reclaim our ability to think. This mental reset really comes down to three key steps. First, we're going to face the facts head on. Then we're going to take control of what we're letting into our heads. And finally, we're going to start building a little bit of momentum. So let's start with that first step, which, let's be honest, is usually the hardest one. This idea to acknowledge and audit is so powerful because fear just loves the unknown. So what do? We turn on the lights. I want you to grab a piece of paper or open a spreadsheet and just get it all out there. Every dollar of debt, your real expenses, your biggest fears. The second you give that monster a name and a number, it shrinks. It becomes something you can actually deal with. And that brings us to the one-win rule. This is the secret to breaking out of that I'm so overwhelmed I can't move. See, paralysis thrives on doing nothing. So the cure is action. And I'm not talking about massive life-changing action. I'm talking about one tiny, ridiculously small win. Did you make your bed today? That's a win. Drink a glass of water first thing. That's a win. Update one single line on your resume. Huge win. Each one starts a tiny chain reaction that breaks the spell. So once our head is a little clearer, it's time for the next phase, rebuilding the foundation. This is where we get to work on the two pillars that hold up everything else in our lives, our health and our finances. And we're not just trying to get by here. We are talking about engineering real, lasting wealth in both of these areas. Just think of it like this. Your body is the engine and your money is the car itself, right? If your engine is sputtering and out of gas, you're not going anywhere, no matter how nice the car is. We have to get both of them running smoothly at the same time if we want to actually move forward. So let's talk about that engine. Forget about trying to hit the gym for an hour. That's too much pressure right now. We're talking micro workouts, 5 minutes of push-ups, a quick walk. Doing that every single day is way more powerful than one huge workout a month because it starts to build an identity. And sleep? Oh, it's non-negotiable. Getting your sleep on a regular schedule is like getting a free high-performance upgrade for your brain. Okay, now for the car itself, the financial architecture. First, we stabilize. You need to know where every single dollar is going. Automate your tracking and be absolutely ruthless about cutting out the waste. Then you start thinking about scale. How can you turn what you know into a digital asset? Your story, your skills, that could be a YouTube channel or a simple ebook. And you have to keep learning. Just 30 minutes a day focused on a high-value skill. That investment will pay you back 100 times over, I promise. Okay, so you've reset your mind, you're rebuilding your health and your finances. But how do you make it all stick? How do you make sure this isn't just some temporary burst of energy? Well, that's where the final phase comes in. Building a system that makes progress almost automatic. This is so important to understand. We cannot rely on motivation. We just can't. It comes and goes, it's a feeling, and it will disappear on the hard days. A good system, though, a system doesn't care how you feel. It just works. It runs in the background on autopilot and keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. And the core of this entire system, the secret ingredient, it boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. Just 1%. It's not about making huge leaps. It's about tiny, almost invisible, consistent improvements that stack on top of each other day after day. This is it. This is the whole game. Every single morning, just ask yourself this one question. What's one tiny thing I can do? Maybe it's choosing water instead of soda. Maybe it's reading one article about investing. Maybe it's just brainstorming one idea for a new skill. It's so small, it's impossible to say no to. And over time, it compounds into something amazing. So your whole system for making this happen has just two parts. First, the daily practice of asking that 1% question. And second, a 20-minute meeting with yourself every Sunday. No exceptions. In that review, you look at what worked, what didn't, and you plan out your 1% actions for the week ahead. That's it. Simple, right? That is the entire system. We've covered the whole blueprint, right? From calming that initial panic to building a system that lasts. But a plan is totally useless until you take that very first step. So let's make that step incredibly clear and simple. So right now, I want you to make a choice. What is your first 1% win going to be? Are you going to turn on the lights and do that financial audit we talked about? Or are you going to spark some new ideas and brainstorm one new way to bring in some income? It doesn't matter which one you choose. What matters is that you choose one and you do it today. This is it. Your comeback starts now.